What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Now, guys, let me just say this. Recently, I've noticed how some black men are being treated who have been dealing with high-profile celebrity black women. The first case I want to talk about is Devon Franklin and Megan Good. Now, I will say that that in this case, Devon Franklin was married to her. He filed for divorce, and despite what was coming from her fan base, people calling him gay, saying little mean things like, she was too big to marry him anyway. I noticed that Devon Franklin had to carry that with a lot of class, which he did. And despite that, there was a lot of disrespect towards him. It's not like he was a man that was abusive towards her. He was a man that was a Christian that clearly loved his wife. It just didn't work out. But the media slammed him, especially a lot of Megan Good fans, right? So much for being the good black men there. Then we move on to Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. Of course, Lori Harvey does some real petty things like posting license plates says dump him and, making, statements about what she demands in a relationship. He's never done that to this day. And again, the fan base of Lori Harvey coming after Michael B. Jordan, saying egregious things, saying things like, well, it's good she can dump these guys and move on how she wants. In other words, just not having any kind of sympathy or empathy for the man, right? And then you're seeing it again now. Tamera Mowry, who is married to a Caucasian man, she is a twin sister of Tia Mowry. And now what are we seeing? We're seeing with Corey Hardrick, again, a man, I'm not saying that he's perfect, but obviously a man that loves his wife, wants to be with his wife. He's made it very public. I want my family. But now, what did Mowry Housley come and do? She went on the Entertainment Tonight and she says this. I told her, I said, Tia, I'm looking on your Instagram. This is the happiest you've been in a long time. You are glowing. You look different in a very positive way. So in other words, insinuating this, okay? Like, since you let this guy go, you are looking so great. This black man that you were married to was holding you back. And of course, you go to Entertainment Tonight and you tell this with two white hosts. I get it, fine. But now I want to talk about this when it comes from black men who are wanting to deal with high profile black women and black women who are very successful and beautiful. I want to take a page out of Dr. Tiesan Johnson's book. And that is this. Black men are paying attention to how black women are taking these subtle shots. And this is not all black women here. I'm only being directed towards what we can see, which is, in other words, we're trying to tell you that, you're the reason for our unhappiness. You're the reason why I'm not glowing. Getting rid of you, even though Tia completely is playing games, being petty, liking posts about people saying that he was broke and he was a contributor, putting little emojis on posts like that. And then you see this shot, which pretty much is letting us know Tamera doesn't really like Corey Hardrick. Okay. And since she ain't dealing with you, she's glowing. Here's what I have to say to that. That's great. That's great. A lot of guys need to understand. That's what you deal with pettiness. All right. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to find a lot of black men not wanting to settle or set up for marriages in high profile cases. Right? Who are people going to start to avoid? I'll tell you, a lot more of the higher earning, successful women, black women in particular. So if you're a guy and you have the potential to date and marry somebody Okay, what guys are start to look at is, this is not gonna end well. I'm gonna end up being a son, husband. If I get divorced, she don't think she's better than me. And the people who are gonna suffer are the ones that are more high profile, because ain't no respect there. And I'm gonna tell you guys this: she makes more money than you. You do run the opportunity and you run the chance. It's gonna be real. You run a great chance of being thoroughly humiliated. I'm not saying that it will always happen or that it will happen, but you got to realize that. Okay. And you got to be able to put up with the fact that you're going to be disrespected and you're not going to be able to say anything about it, because if you do, you make it worse. Look at what would have happened if Michael B. Jordan would have said something. He would have been obliterated. It was better to him to take that disrespect head on. Same thing with Devon Franklin and with Corey Hardrict. Okay. And here's what's going to happen. I tell you guys all the time. When women break up with you, they move on and they have typically, not all the time, but some real rejuvenation in the next relationship. That rejuvenation comes rather early. What do I mean when I say that? When it comes early, it just simply means that the guy is new. The guy doesn't have to be as talented as you or offer what you have to offer, because really it doesn't matter, because she's not looking to be long term with the guy. So she's going to do a lot of forgiving of the guy, basically on cloud nine. They'll be hanging out a lot. They'll be having sex a lot, things like that. Okay. But as Bobby Blue Bland used to sing, further on up the road. That's when she finds out that, wow, this newness of this guy, it has severely wore off. He is nothing like my ex-husband, or he is nothing like my ex-boyfriend. He's a complete freaking joke. And yeah, you're right, because he is a joke. But it's too late now, because you can't go back to that guy you had before, because some other woman has come up under him, has taken him away. And I would tell guys, be successful and make women eat those words. You want to be paid towards me? Don't get mad. Some guys, when women start being petty, it's just so instinctual to want to clap back at them, call them names. It only just shows that you're butthurt. It's so much better to do the work, get somebody better than them, not even throw it in their face while they hit ultimate declines in their relationships with people. Because see, this is going to force you as a man to learn. When women break up with guys, they don't necessarily really get better for the next relationship. Whereas men take it more or less with a learning lesson installed and embedded in it. When we get dumped, it really hurts. It sucks. It sucks a lot. When we get dumped, we're like, oh, wow, this doesn't feel good. And it doesn't, right? It sucks. And so we have to say, never again is that going to happen to me. And typically it makes you a better man. You typically get yourself together. Whether you stop being so needy, you start to work out a little bit more. You got to do something, because you can't remain in the dust, right? That's something that you can't do. I mean, you can do it if you really want to, but you don't necessarily have to remain in the dust if you don't want to, right? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top, and as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high.